Hello, everyone. Welcome to Titan Talks, our new video series where we'll be covering topics around agentic AI and fraud detection, bot attacks, and a number of other things that are leading edge. My name is Mandeep Khera. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Arkose Labs. We have a special guest today, Charlie Zhang, who's our Senior Director of Information Security. So, real practitioner. So, he's with Arkose Labs. Welcome, Charlie.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So, Charlie, this is a great topic, right? Agentic AI and is a buzz going around. Now, you've been running security programs for many years. How has agentic AI and all these changes that are coming in, how has it changed your perspective, how you think about the programs, and share with the audience how are you thinking?
Yeah, so I think just first of all, it's obviously incredibly exciting time, and there's a lot of interesting things, innovative and creative things happening. But for a security professional, someone who builds security programs and implements them for a living, there's also a lot of risk here. So, historically, you might be able to design and implement a security framework and have it last for many years, maybe periodically just going back in and updating things here and there to match your context and technology and developments. But nowadays, it feels like almost as soon as you've created an information security standard, it's essentially already out of date. So, you're constantly having to go back and everything is now constantly evolving, and it's just a lot to have to grapple with for a security leader.
Yeah, I mean and it's very true because it's you don't know what other changes are coming, right? So you'll always have to be on your toes, pretty much, right? So given all these changes that are happening with AI and lot of these challenges coming, obviously there are good agents that are being used for productivity improvements, whether it's customer success or any other area. So a lot of good agents, but then also a lot of hackers using agentic AI now for attacks, and that's starting to pick up. It's not as prevalent yet, but it's going to happen because agentic AI has gone mainstream. So as a security leader, what kind of changes do you need to make, and what are you thinking in terms of how do you, again, balance both the good and the bad agents?
Yeah, so I think you touched on a couple really good points there. One is, the positive impact, the benefits of AI agents, right? Without a doubt, AI agents are going to have a huge impact on every aspect of, what we do as technology and software developers. As security practitioners, AI agents are going to be beneficial as well. So it's definitely important to figure out how to adopt it, where you can use it, and how it can benefit you and your organization, your customers. Of course, there's also the downsides as well, which is that, just as easily as the good guys could be using AI agents, the bad guys could also be using AI agents. And just given what we've seen with how quickly some of the bad actors are at adopting emerging technologies, you would definitely expect them to be right on this emerging trend, possibly even faster than, what the good guys are doing in many cases, right? So, what do you do as a security leader, as a security practitioner here? Well, it's, complex as many things are. You can't just unilaterally block all AI agents, right? Because, that would make it impossible for you to benefit from the positive aspects of what AI agents can do. On the other hand, you can't just unilaterally allow all AI agents either. So you kind of need to take a multifactorial approach where, you need to be able to figure out which AI agents are good or bad based on the intelligence, the signals that you have, and then take an approach of figuring out, okay, when does it make sense to apply obstacles or friction in a way that, manages the risk properly for your organization and your context.
No, that's absolutely true. In fact, that's what we're hearing from our enterprise customers as well, right? Because they're like, we need to let good agents come in, but we don't know which ones are good, which ones are bad, and that's a challenge, right? So we're having those conversations every day now. So thanks for sharing that. And in terms of when you are meeting with the other peers and security conferences and other places, and they're feeling overwhelmed with all this agentic AI and AI in general stuff coming on their heads, right? What's your advice to them? I mean, how do you calm them down and say it's okay, here are the things you can follow?
Yeah, so I think first of all, just adopting a very humble learning mindset. Things that you might have historically known from your many years of experience are now kind of all thrown out the window. So you kind of have to adapt to the new reality that we're in. A lot of the things that are happening, they're new, emerging, industry trends, industry best practices. You have to go in and grapple with that. And this is also exciting, right? Because if you can figure this out, your organization is going to benefit, and you're going to figure out how to win in the market. It's a competitive differentiator. At the same time, this is obviously a lot of work, and you're going to have to figure out what makes sense for you and your organization. And there's also, a lot of, different products and software platforms and solutions out there that you may want to do some research on, experiment with, play with, and, see which ones might work for you, help solve, aspects of your problems. And of course, you'll probably have to take a multifaceted approach. There's unlikely to be any given solution that's going to be the silver bullet to all of your possible AI problems. So, it definitely makes sense to just do what you can to experiment and play around with all of them and see which ones, are going to work the best for you.
No, that's really good advice, and I think everyone should be paying attention to that. So I think that's all the time we have for today, Charlie. Thank you very much for sharing your insights. I think people will really appreciate. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching this, and look out for more of these episodes coming in the next few weeks and next few months. And please check out our website, arcoselabs.com. We have a ton of content there, from white papers and ebooks to blogs that talk about agentic AI and other fraud detection types of attacks and solutions. So please go check them out. And thanks for joining again.